was a quick start. Also, hello. I'm here now. I'm good. I just had a very nice meal. I enjoyed the match that you guys just casted. Well, I couldn't help but notice some of the, let's just say, funny items that MV got, particularly in the first two GPs. But like you could tell that any were just kind of worn out and like just down and out GP3. I feel like any just need like a breather, like a huge mental reset before they play again.
Yeah, I'd agree.
All right.
And this is just started, right? No GP or race have been played? Okay.
Okay, first up. So classic maple treeway for odd spots. You know, I'm not used to seeing Korra starting at the front. I
Yeah,
kind of
that's
see him as a player who starts like in the 6, 7, or 8 position.
and as we see, hitting a
And
wall
he,
right off the bat.
yeah, not a good start for him in first.
We see a Daisy player, Knight. I'm not sure who Knight is. It's not the FGT Knight. I don't really know who
Yeah,
this is.
it's LA Knight. It's a different Knight. He's
I
not.
think he goes by like Pesto as well, I think. Something like that. Some weird name.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good back by Embrez right before. Unfortunately, I didn't have it on his POV, but he was locking it down pretty well, avoiding a couple back spams from Kyle. Gets it back onto one of CB. I think LAR 2-3 right now, so spots are fairly mixed.
Yeah, we
Yazid
see-
actually is really falling behind, and I mentioned that earlier. That Yazid has been bagging for a while, but he's not very consistent with some of the tech-heavy tracks, such as this one. And so we're going to be seeing Neo getting a box or two in 10th. I don't think he has it just based on his body language.
And looks like
Yeah.
Kyle just. Oh.
Oh,
weird
wiggle glitch
wiggler.
there.
Yeah.
For Embrez.
And the blue's being held.
It's 1-3-4 right now for CB, and they are in very good position because they get one item hit onto Embrez, like maybe Chain Reds or Kyle gets it back or something, and that's just a top 3 for them if they. If they manage to
Oh,
pull
that's
that off.
really good
Oh.
maneuvering from Embrez.
Kyle is out though, and the
And
blue
into
the blue comes in
from
immediately.
Cobra. Yeah.
I think that's what they were waiting for. Good like slight cancellation of the blue by getting it under the branch, but ultimately doesn't really do a great
Two
deal.
of CB took cut in top spots, but I think they got shocked out of cannon. And
Oh, look, that looks like an LA shock.
yeah.
Although
Mega
Mega on his own teammate.
Interesting. Yazid was losing out in the bagging battle by quite a bit, but he ended up pulling it anyway.
I mean, Bubbles is just gonna have to do whatever he can to contest Embers out of here. And it looks like he did actually win that exchange, pulling into second. Kind of the last hope for CB right now.
This is going to be a key exchange here.
Snipe here would be huge. Oh wow, he played
I
that
think he-
really safe.
Yeah, he's going like hyper conservative just because, like, you know, a player like Bubbles is probably gonna outplay you.
Yeah.
Like even with just a single mana. But they're gonna lock down a 1-3, but we see like all of CB coming in behind. So that's one dodger, so that's gonna be that's a 1-3-5 1-3-5-7 it looks like, with KB9 pulling in 7th there. It's a
Really?
pretty weird race. Feels like the spots kind of exchanged a lot, and that shock, like that was probably a top 3 for LA if I think it was Tramsy megaed his teammate straight after the shock.
Would have been a top 3 the other way had Neo gotten rewarded for his outbagging there, but
Yeah.
LA will certainly take this race to start off.
Yeah, that's start you one against a team with like years more experience. Like
Yeah,
you
once
want to just try and like get a foothold early on, and like just make sure that they can't like pelt you with big races.
Yeah. And we have seen CB lose to some lower division teams. I remember very early on they lost to Execute in I think it was a 2GP war, which really was a surprise to everyone. Hopefully we don't see that this time. Well, depending on who you are, maybe you do want to see LA make it through, but not a good start so far.
Yeah, I mean it's nice to see a team like LA kind of unknown going into this, and if anything, a little bit of like an underdog team in this matchup.
Yeah, they can make a name for themselves, as we really haven't seen a lot of low div casts so far. So already Tramsy on 15, someone who, you know, has been forgotten over the years. Maybe he can make a name for himself once again.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I didn't know he still played. I didn't even know he
Yeah,
still existed.
I think he goes by
He's
a
just
different name, like
probably.
Zetron or maybe I don't know.
Oh, I think I played against him in
Zamor?
Lounge yesterday in that case. If
I think
if it's
Zamor.
Zatron, then yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
think Zamar's a different player. I don't know. I feel like every French player just has like a bunch of different names.
yeah.
I just
Ooh.
get confused between them all.
Oh, KB9 looks to me like got redded. Tramsy is gonna hold down the fort though. A couple of them did end up drafting in the beginning. Cora did draft into Tramsy's trail, by the way. That was what happened. And we're gonna be seeing I believe a 3-4 here for CB.
Yeah, well, because obviously we got the Ember as POV in second behind his teammate. Cora
Wow.
getting knocked off as well, and that's just gonna give the two LA players a chance to break away. Spot and Kyle coming in right behind, but there's quite a bit of distance, and it's going to be hard for them to really make anything out of this.
I think his finger kind of got stuck on the drift button there, so he got bumped off as well, so he wasn't able to readjust. It's going to be a clean top 2 here for LA so far. In terms of the bagging battle, it's going to be Yazid winning out by quite a bit, making up for his lack of bagging consistency in the first race. So we'll see what happens.
You can see if he jumps off, like at this next point here, we'll know he doesn't have it.
This is one of his better bagging tracks, by the way, Yazid, from my experience playing against him.
Looks like he does fall off, so still doesn't have it, but still comfortable lead in last place.
Looks like Neo is shrooming, so he's going to gain a little bit of time, but like obviously with respawns and everything, it's so hard to catch up to the other bagger.
Reds, if he can get Yazid on the landing here, that could maybe turn it around, but he doesn't. Kyle getting hit on the bridge too.
I'm not sure who's in third, but this... Okay, that's Spot in third, so it's a 3-4-5 still for CB, kind of in sort of damage control position right now. Although you don't really want to be damage controlling on lap 2 of RBC, you want to be cycling for blues as much as possible.
Oh.
Obviously not able to get it if
We saw Bubbles get
disappears.
TC'd as well. So that's 2 TCs, I think 3 TCs for CB so far.
Yeah, not the situation you want to be in. Kyle in a star, so maybe that TC pass was intentional between the two CB players. Yeah, the red taking
Like getting into fourth here.
out. These are really good spots for LA. Like they've had the solid top 2 the entire race. Blue comes in, but it's really late.
Yeah, Bill in play.
Oh, Bubbles comes up KB9. Oh, wait,
Combo
no.
red.
Bubbles dodging. Kyle dodging. 1-3.
Kyle clutching second. No, I think Bubbles might have snagged third on the line. It was
Really
very close. You see Knight and KB9 and 6-8 respectively.
That blue cancel, maybe not the best call. They get blue, they get chalk redded. We see some dodges from CB. I don't know. Like, in the moment, that definitely is the call, but it looked like CB pounced on that opportunity to get up there.
Yeah, I mean, considering, I mean, it's kind of a tough call, right? Because I mean, first had a little bit of separation from third. The only time, or the only situation in which he would have lost a top 2 spot is if he would have gotten combo redded. So I don't really blame that particular shock, but I think you know, the players in the mid spots for LA just kind of have to be a little bit more aware there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's hard to kind of, like I mentioned, damage control a race when a team is just running in top 2 and you're not able to get the blue, not able to like do anything because they already just broke away.
Yeah, that being said, though, we still have a 10-point lead here for Le Leon de l'Atlas. I want to use every excuse to say that.
Le Lion de l'Atlas.
Leon de l'Atlas. It's so fun to say.
I dropped French a few years ago. I've completely like lost my ability on that.
All right, Sherby's gonna be coming out here. And update on the other room. I think there's 8 or 9 in so far, so we'll be able to watch this for one more race.
Okay.
Just to clarify, Tramsy in this room is Zamur in Lounge, and Knight is La Toiture,
Okay,
according to the Knight
must have
for the bot.
that's why the bot wasn't
I
working.
was confused. Yeah.
Oh, Korra. We do see Korra making those mistakes every now and again. His ceiling, I would say, is not as high as some of the other players. Like, you can see him play consistently, and he actually can make plays. He's a decent playmaker, but he's not super consistent in terms of mistake prevention. That being said, though, we are going to be Yazid getting starred. Actually, no, he gets bumped into a penguin, rather. I think he had shrooms in that situation, or he used up his last one before he hit it, so it's going to be Yazid losing in the bagging battle, and Neo winning out.
The Empress top 2 once again. They've really been dominating the top spots so far.
It's just the power couple we never knew we needed. Tramsy and Empress just able to just run ahead of
If
everyone.
you're CB here, you got to use an early shock, but where do you want to use it? If it's lap 2, do you want to use it here, or do you want to wait till the last set?
No, I feel like the earlier the better. Korra goes in his star, but
Very weird play, and he's gonna hit his own bagger.
no, he does star the bagger, so it's not looking good.
No, I think he lagged out. It was kind of close, though.
Bomb back onto Korra and Kyle, though.
Oh my
that
God.
basically takes them completely out of the race. Actually, no, it's Chervaland. You could just dodge up lap 3. Duh.
Is that a sign, though? Is that a sign that maybe Yazid has it? And perhaps Neo was like, I pull Bill, or something like that.
Neo falling off again.
Yeah, he does keep respawning. I think you're right with the bills, and maybe Yazid got lucky this time?
Perhaps. Bubbles, though, in a Mega's Embra's first frame, so this could be good. It's still going to be a 2-3 for CB.
Wow.
Embrez.
Ender.
How the mighty have fallen. There's just no coming back from that.
1v2 there up front. Can Tramsy hold on? Late shock.
Is there going to be a shock, Red? No, not on first.
Yeah, Shock Red goes onto Kara, though.
Yeah.
KB9 gets taken out. Knight spams a Mega out of the last set as well. That's going to be a 1-4 bottom 2, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know.
LA?
I don't know if Tramsy held on up there. I'm not sure. Because it was super close.
I feel like I saw him in first, yeah. I don't see like what could have stopped him from being first.
Yeah.
Because he was just kind of gaming up there. Like he had it covered.
It's like Yazid pulling that in 9th, saving the race there.
Yeah, Tramsy holding on to his first, but his partner in crime, Embrez, just got taken out a lot earlier. Like the lap 3 was just such a huge downhaul.
We also saw, I think it was one of the LA members dodged at the end, and then Kyle pulled triple reds and just got him out immediately.
Yeah.
A little unfortunate.
So yeah, let's switch over now. We're gonna be prioritizing Strife! Strife does this every now and again from what I noticed. The POW dodge fails. But that being said, I believe that's one of NE breaking away really hard. That is Henry breaking. So we're going to be prioritizing this match for now. And then I'll keep scores. I'll keep track of both matches at the same time.
We see Narakan in the bill.
We also see the Horse me. So Horse has subbed into this match. And already not pulling the shock. It looks like any shock there.
Robert unlucky with the TC that kind of just takes him out at this like late point of the race. Yaks
golden here.
So we see both Yaks. Well, we see 2 of each in the bottom 4. So pretty even spots by the looks of things. 4-5 at least now for MV. Stripe not able to make a play with the bomb. Would have been way too risky. That's gonna be. I did not see any of the spots up there, unfortunately. They were just kind of
a
We're trying something out, boys. We'll see how this goes. We're trying something out. We're gonna be doing a match day, switching off between both matches. It seems to me like we'll be able to like go back and forth from both matches unless one of them pick a short track like GB2 or something. It'll screw everything up. But it looks to me, are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready for anything.
Okay. We did see a top 2 for any on the other pod, so we'll see how that turns out.
Okay, and we see a little TC battle between teammates. Not sure why. Okay,
Ooh, nice pull.
That's a very clutch star.
I think that TC pack, I think it meant that Kyle did have the golden. There he is, golding up. He did not want that TC.
Blue's going to be coming out, though, on the other pod for Embrez. It's going to be hitting...
Could be Bubbles.
Bubbles, yeah.
Maybe Yazid in 10th on a cannon track, which is exactly where you want to be.
3-4 for LA. Nice
Green
snipe
connects
there.
with KB9. That's the play from Korra that you expect him to make.
Oh! Let's go, Korra.
3 for 3 on the back spam and the snipes.
You're really making unlock this race. If you just got into
probably-
tough spots.
Yeah, this probably is a CB track pick too with Bubbles in the lineup.
It's
really making
free
use of
right
it.
now. CB.
Bubbles spinning out on the mini map. I think there was a blue.
To predict the cannon shot, which doesn't come in.
I think they're predicting a CB shock, so not looking good at all.
Yeah, unless like something freakishly bad happened. It looks like Yazid's just been in 10th this whole time and isn't able to get a
Another mega.
Mega for Embrez. Gotta just keep cycling and hoping that they can make something out of it.
A nice
Boy,
pow on the line. Maybe just gets them up there. A
See
shock?
something showing up. Shock comes in. That I think that's still top 3.
Yeah.
I don't think Embrez got past them.
Oh, switching over to the other one. So MV, they pulled a bunch of shrooms, got up there early. Henry with a really, really nice snipe to break up that top 3. But we'll see what happens here. We'll keep track of the other match, but for now we're going to be seeing 1-3-4 for MV. Henry's the only one up here. Horse is winning the bagging at the moment. It looks to me like they're both itemless for now. And we'll see how it goes. NE are winning currently by 7.
Looks like they have Zeno bagging this time around, which is an interesting
I haven't
choice.
seen that name in a while.
Yeah, Zeno's... I saw something in that chat about Zeno potentially subbing in this match. And
Does make sense. We did see Josh really get destroyed that last war. So double bagger switch for both teams.
yeah, Henry's just got to do whatever he can to stay up here, although Yak's shrooms up.
And you get the lucky snipe off the wall? No.
Greens, he kind of just sprayed them a little bit. Like, that probably... I feel like it's kind of 50-50 whether that connects.
Yeah, now he can't
pray.
avoid the backspam here. Yeah.
Yeah, it puts MV into top 3. Although I do think I saw Pringle with a TC. Yeah, Pringle's gonna have to take that. A Devil comes up as well, and very nice mega spam from Henry. Shot comes in, but doesn't do anything more than securing a spot.
Someone in the back did dodge. I don't know who that could be. Looks like
3-4, Stripe dodges up and gets 5.
Yeah, that's a smart shot call. Knowing that Henry's in a mega and can't beat anyone, just calling it to get yourself up there. Looks like this is gonna go back to even. Maybe MV with a little bit of a lead.
You think about it, top 2-5. That's a solid race to get.
Yeah.
Boy, I would assume that puts him a little bit ahead. Top 2-5-7. Yeah, that's a nice race.
Very nice
Cool.
race.
It looks like the running lineups are the exact same, but just the bag is switched around.
Yeah.
So, which is, I kind of would have expected maybe a running substitution, like it, but just this is purely going off end divs. But looks like Robert didn't have too good of a day against MV the first time around. Maybe would have been worth tactically subbing him out.
Yeah.
Although, maybe
After
they just
2 races, he's on 4.
maybe they
Yeah.
just want to trust him.
It is-
Maybe he's got a little bit of fight left in him.
He does, but I mean, it's got to come now, right?
Yeah, it's now or never.
That being said, let's switch over to the other match here. I'm really interested to see. Emperors actually didn't go for the sand hop in the beginning, which is a fairly interesting decision. It allows Korra to get up to, well, now Tramsy's actually in first, goldening up after that. He decides to golden early instead of holding it until the Ultra. What do you think about that decision?
I mean, I understand like wanting to be in first in this track because, like, you eat like on DDR, at least like from my experience on it, you want to be in first or you want to be in like 6th or 7th, like cycling for goldens and such.
Oh,
Yeah, nice back sim there. Completely killing Korra. See if LA can take the Ultra. We do see a Daisy. It is
It's like
Bubbles,
Bubbles taking it. Another Mega. Feels like we've had a Mega like on the screen at all times
Yeah,
in these 2 matches.
really
Interesting to
nice
see.
hold here. If he can take Mega Ultra, I'm not sure how confident he is in doing that. This could get him into second. But look at LA, bottom 2 are really far behind. Especially Knight, not even close to anyone. Not sure what happened to him.
Okay, so Korra holding the Mega, and we do see Neo in 10th. So this could mean that there's going to be that we could maybe see a CB shock. Although
Yeah,
it looks like CB are in good positions right now.
Ooh, that red. 2, 3, 4
3
still.
4 with a Mega in 4.
They didn't target shock Tramsy on the wall glitch, so they might not have. Oh, that's a bad
Ooh.
fail though.
It's gonna allow KB9 to pass. Gets straight back up with the draft. Goes in the Mega. Do we see a shock here? I feel like it's worth it to just hold. Doesn't go for
He
cut.
doesn't take cut.
what?
It's gonna be 2 3 4 though.
It
That's-
worked. It
I
worked.
guess he just didn't need to. He trusted his distance, but like ahead of 5th. That's a really ballsy play, but paid off.
And on the other match, we saw Shock coming in MC3, and Stripe came up from 8th or 7th, I believe, and allowed him to get up into the top 3. And top 3 is going to be the deficit here for MV. They were up by 4 going into that race, so that's really going to put them ahead. And as for the other race, I mean, it was a 2-3-4 in the end for CB. Core really could have, that could have been a mistake, not going for cut there, but ends up...
I mean, he did use his Mega like really early. Like he used it a good like 2.5 seconds before the set, and that's just not going to take you through the cut. I think that's a little bit of a misplay on his end, but I can't really criticize it because he didn't lose a spot and he would have only passed his teammates. So
yeah.
2-3-4 is obviously a winning race, but just it looks like CB can't really do anything about Tramsy. He's having the game of his life right now. So we do see a CM pick. Interesting pick for CB there, because normally I would assume that CM's more of a you pick it if you have first and middle, which is what.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
That's exactly the spot switch LA have, and with Tramsy obviously just being a really solid runner.
And a
so
Daisy in
far this
second.
match.
The Daisy's gonna get owned here, I think. Going for
Yeah,
that
it's gonna-
rail.
Although if they have got everything behind first, like, let's just... Oh, okay, well we see the burnout. That's obviously not what you want to see from a false place spot. But it's I feel like it's really easy to kind of force out first place.
Yeah.
Because obviously 2-3-4, you're gonna get shrooms, and it's very unlikely to just remain shroomless.
Just like that, I don't see Tramsy. Yeah, he's in 4th, so...
Tramsy loses the position which he's been keeping for the entire match so far.
Don't know
Ember's
which
up here as
Daisy.
well.
Yeah, looks like mixed spots, but we don't know which Daisy's in first. It could be top 2, or it could be just 2-4.
That is Bubbles. I think I saw him first. So it's gonna be 3-4. No, not 3-4 because we're watching Cars POV, right?
Yeah, correct. I will have a side-by-side after this race. For now, we're still going to watch CB versus LA.
All right.
Wow,
So-
this pack.
Korra, I don't know what's going on. He seems to be making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, he
I'm
dropped
just let
that
himself
bomb.
get back spawn.
I think he bombed his own teammate there. No one took the cut. He just dropped it, and I think he got Spart.
But we see Spot in fifth right now, so obviously he just didn't connect, so it didn't affect him that much. Unlucky pull
The
from Korra, especially with the red connecting. He does pass it off to Knight though. Really clutch pass.
There's like no shot in play as well, so Bubbles looks to be secure in first. Has a little bit of a lead up there. Korra trying to get himself up there as well.
Bottom 2 right now for LA as well. It's not the best position to be in this stage in the race. Knight is kind of out of it, seems. Not sure what really
Yeah.
happened to him. I feel like that
Another
happened on
good
DDR as well, where Knight was just out within like 2 laps.
Yeah, looks like another bad race for LA here. Bubbles securing first, KB9 getting fourth it looks like, but can't win the race with bottom 2.
Yeah, they just kind of gotta hope that Embrez was able to do something for them.
And yeah, it looked like we were kind of like confused with the pick, but it worked out. Bubbles got into first really early, despite being in second, and I guess the shroom fell in favor to CB. At the
Yeah,
beginning.
like as I mentioned, it's like CM's obviously a good track for first, but as shown that race, they were able to pressure out Tramsy with the 2v1 because obviously we saw Kara burning out. But
Yeah.
very good start for them, able to take out the Starman early on.
It's like it should be a pretty comfortable lead for CB. I think they're gonna be up 34. Wow.
Yeah, we saw a top 2 that
It
race.
Just looking at the end of Zamur or Tramsy on 60, Embrus on 50, and then KB9 and La Toiture, aka Knight, on 27 and 26, respectively.
It's
So-
going into this match, you look at the lineups and you kind of just look at the LA lineup and you see Embrez +4, if anything.
Yeah.
Embrez obviously like an established player. Like I believe he played some Am I right in saying he played some matches for Team Canada in the World Cup, right?
Yeah, he did. He played against England, and I think he broke 100. The only player on
Yeah.
our team to break 100.
He's kind of like that player. I don't know why he's in low div, because he's been good for a while. It feels like.
Yeah. It just looks like maybe he just doesn't have another team that he thinks he fits in with. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
He's playing with French players.
Yeah, I can see like
Yeah.
wanting to play with your friends. Oh, Korra,
Weird.
bro.
Very weird, but you'll get this 8th place box.
I mean, it secures the 8th place though, but I'm not sure if that was really worth it because it's a pretty big bottom 2 right now for CB.
Yeah.
So, although
Oh, nice.
still
pull.
ain't
Very nice.
the ideal pull, which, if anything, doesn't really benefit the runner on this track, but it's very beneficial to the dagger. As you can see, Neo just able to break away in 10th and doesn't have to worry about, like, obviously pulling the bill himself.
Yeah, he's just gonna be holding this the entire race. It feels like. I'm not sure if. I don't know, because if both of 6, 7 take cut here, it's gonna be a little far to really make a difference.
Kara just, like, letting himself fall out of the race, but for the sake of the dagger. We do see the Funky Kong going forwards, which means potentially a CB shock being held.
Yeah, it should be. Embra's making a smart play here, dropping the 7th, not pulling a star though.
We did see Knight at the back for a little bit there. Maybe he's holding something, and that's kind of best case for scenario right now for LA. Like they really just need something.
Embra's trying to do something to Korra
Whatever
here.
he can. He's in the star. Korra's build goes around. He uses it at the wrong time.
Yeah, this is really nice for Embra's.
Embrez just gets a free pass now. Although
Ooh.
Korra does seal the box in the bill.
Wow.
Oh,
Korra just
yeah.
destroyed him.
False outline there. And we see Bubbles in the Mega securing the top 2. I think
Wow,
that's all the CB need to do at this point. They need to secure just the top spots. Like, it's okay if Bubbles gets taken out here when he can just attack Embrez and give his teammates top 2.
I was gonna go down,
It's
but
gonna be
still.
top 3 because
Still
Kyle
top
is just
3.
able to snag that third. Wow, that's complete domination from
That
CB
Bill-
now.
That Bill box steal was so clutch because Korra was defenseless. I don't think he got the box on his screen, but he stole it from Embrez, and that made all the difference there.
Yeah, no, Korra was in the bill, like when he hit the box, but I think he took the right line afterwards, which allowed him to just bump Embrez out. Like he forced Embrez into a really awkward position where he either had to hit the chain jump or just hit the fence, not the fence, the hedge.
Yeah. And usually on Peach Gardens, I'd favor the star dodge over the bill dodge there, but it worked out for CB.
Yeah, like I think Korra just gets a free 15-point race there if his build takes the cut.
Yeah.
Alright, focusing our attention now to NE versus MV. I know this is kind of NA production. Right now it was just kind of a last second thing, but for now we see NE in top 2 starting to break away early on. Jack really the only one that's able to do anything in this position. And then Henry could, if he times this, he could really screw over MV. That's not gonna work. No.
What?
That's not it, Henry. That's just not it.
That's not the play. Getting the TC. That's oh.
My god. Well, we were saying we're gonna see a Henry type moment, and there it is.
Certified Henry moment.
Stripe, I want to see where he's at right now. He's only in 7th, so he can't really do much in this situation.
Their streamers in bottom too.
Yeah. We do see a TC though for Henry, and that's definitely a MV shot.
Korra just DC'd upon loading.
Yeah, so we're gonna be switching off to this particular match for now.
I'm not sure what went on with that, because Card's black screened as he loaded into the room.
Yeah.
So
No reset called either, so it's gonna be a free 5v4 for LA to maybe get themselves back into this war.
I mean, I think CB kind of like they're on the front foot, like very obviously right now. They can afford to play one race with like down a man.
Yeah.
Obviously, like being up a decent amount anyway, and with that top 3 on Gardens, it's gonna be very hard for LA to kind of make anything out of this match. I think LA will also be like very frustrated with themselves if they lose this race as a 5v4.
Yeah, I agree. This is probably their best chance to get a really good race here.
They just need that big momentum swing. Yeah, we see the man himself, Tramsy, in 4th. Can't really tell who
This is such a tight pack though for
Yeah.
Delfino.
Lap 3.
That is LA in 1st. That's gonna be KB9.
Bottom spots are definitely favored in such a tight pack. One double and you are gone. Or a shock.
Tramsy goes in the Mega.
Golden
Oh my
instinct.
god! That must have been a CB shock. Oh wait, no, never mind. It looks
Yeah.
like just half the room dodged. We see Embrez getting TS'd and cut, but I think LA might have dodged in a Mega and a Star in double. We see KB9 all the way back there. This is the bottom 2 for LA.
Yeah, I think Kyle did dodge. I think Kyle was the first star, and then Knight behind him, and then Tramsy behind that.
So-
maybe 2-3.
I'm really surprised that none of this top 5 broke up except for one MV player that dropped I mean, that was such a close top 3 to start. We saw Stripe drafting up and taking that trick on the right-hand side, kind of an awkward line, but he's gonna back both Henry and Devil? Yeah.
Such a risky play, but when you're alone up there, it's the sort of play where you kind of have to make
You have to, yeah, absolutely. I don't see why he would hold on to that fib. So that was a very good play, getting both of NE there.
Back battle here. So hope's not lost yet, especially with forcing a start, having to really slow down to not troll anyone. And even then, oh, never mind. I think it might have been lag.
Pringle in the Mega in second. That's gonna be a very, very favorable top 2 break right now for MV, where they want to be. Like, even if it's on a track like Sherbetland, where you can catch up very easily, even with just shrooms, because of the off-road terrain. Like, you want to be breaking away, because the more you break away, the harder it is to catch up.
Yeah, we saw that with Robert last time. He broke away lap 1, and even with the MV shot, he got first. But this time, down in the dust here. Golden for Henry, but TC for Robert. He is down bad right now.
I think that's... Okay, well, until Henry goldened up, that was a top 4 for MV, and they're still holding down top 3-5, it looks like.
Shock in the boxes, that's when you know you're not in good spots at all. They just chalking 4th in the boxes on Sherbetland. Not gonna work out at all. Gets them in the top 4.
Oh yeah, this is not good at all. I mean, Henry, yeah, I was gonna say he could pull a bomb. He pulled a bomb! If only he had dodged that!
He
Back
ate the back spam! Oh.
I was gonna say, the only way he could break this up is a bomb, and he pulls it, but...
Side bomb, maybe?
Hail Mary.
Ooh.
Ah, it doesn't look to connect with anyone. It's gonna be, yeah, it's just gonna be an easy top 4 for MD. They kind of just pushed up early and didn't have to fight for it.
Yeah, it's just something you don't see. It was an NE shock, and they still got top 4 on Sherbetland. That's borderline unacceptable, especially in a do or die match.
Yeah,
Can't
you
keep
need...
putting yourself into those type of situations.
Like, if you're NE right now, you need like at least 2 people just running, like with the intention of just being in a top 2 spot. Like, you need 2 of those at this point, and then you need at least 1 person to get a box, like to pray for like the golden and 6th or something like that, and just break up into top spots. Because right now they're kind of just struggling for frontal presence, and yeah, as you said, that double fib took out the 2 of their players.
I mean, that set the tone for the rest of the race. That was really good. I mean, and from what I noticed in this match as well as the last, a lot of NE, when they're up there, they really are not afraid to stay at that tight line and try to contest. With Pringle, we saw a couple of wide backs in RBC in the last war. Norican was able to slip inside both and get him out eventually. But, you know, I think MV are starting to realize that, hey, you know, NE are really trying desperately to try to contest with us. So why not just back the tight line, slow them down if they go wide? But, you know, they're going tight on a lot of these turns. So, yeah.
I mean, it's obviously a very high pressure match.
For sure.
You want to be doing whatever you can to just... Against a team like MV, where like you know they're gonna back for dodges, and you know they're gonna back a lot when they're in top spots. Like, you have to put yourself in the perfect position, pretty much lap 1, in order to even have a chance against them in the race.
Yeah, but if you're 2, 3, 4, 5 behind first, then I don't think going tight there is the move. We're gonna be seeing Henry bagging for a race. What is this? What is this?
Okay.
It's gonna be a switch for Zinner running.
Yeah.
Henry obviously now in the role that he's more experienced in, but albeit the role that he enjoys less.
I don't know if I agree with this, but let's see. They're just trying to do anything now.
Henry hasn't had a good match so far. Like, his second match has not been it for him.
I mean, he's been pulling golden. Does fall off accidentally in the
Yeah, pretty big error there, although he's got a pretty nice break over horse.
Yeah.
So, he can kind of afford that. Gets another golden. Do you think maybe a runner has a bill in that case?
That could
Because-
very much be possible, yes. I mean, we'll see what happens here. Powell, I mean, I'm surprised Stripe is holding on to this. I think it's because one of them are holding blue, or maybe no, he's trying to get him in the boxes.
I think MV are a lot of top spots.
There's the bill, like you said.
Yeah, in 10th the whole time, not able to get shock while his runner is holding
That's
bill.
it. We might see a late shock.
Stripe is in a star. Yeah,
Yep.
it comes in. Oh, that's a very lucky race, I'd say, for MV. Well, actually, not even particularly lucky for MV, just like very unlucky on the end of NE, because obviously holding the bill, like, it's hard to make anything out of a bill unless you dodge with it.
Yeah.
Just
mean-
so unfortunate there.
It's like on a track like Peach Beach, where shrooms do so much, for like the first 2 laps at least, and kind of being forced to hold the bill and then not being able to dodge with it at the end. Although we see a 1-3-4-5 for NE. Scratch everything I said. It's a really good race.
To be fair, it was hard to see because Stripe was the only POV, right? It was kind of hard to see what happened up there, but
Yeah.
that was
I mean,
Yes.
intense.
I guess he missed those stars on the line. He was swerving like a maniac there. I guess he missed every single one. I did see a blue early in the race. I saw Yax just get destroyed on the line, like on that last straight. I didn't think it was a winning race though, for sure.
Yeah, any kind of just. It's nice to see that fight from NE, because no one wants to get 2-0'd. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you go into a BO3 thinking, right, we are winning. Like, this can go to a match 3, that's fine, but we win. We don't get stomped. Like, you've got it. Going into playing a BO3 itself is very tiring, and you can't let yourself like think that you're gonna lose, because that just puts you in an even worse position.
All right, I'm going to be doing a double POV now with Henry's POV on the left and Cora's on the right. I'm having a bit of technical difficulty with Stripe's POV, unfortunately, so the left side will be a bagging POV, which can kind of provide a different insight for the viewers out there. But that being said, KB9 is locking it down right now in first right now, but Cora gets a great snipe, actually. Nana into the face of KB9, but unfortunately for Cora, he runs into his trail.
Still stays in second though. Oh, let's Spot past. Spot coming in with the reds. This could be. I think CB really needs to take KB9 out. Feels like LA have had just one player up there every race, and then kind of just been lurking in the bottom half, the other 3 players. Spot gets taken out with a nice fib.
But Shroom in second here for Cora. He should be able to break into first if he doesn't get backed here.
Horse.
Yeah, like, all things considered, Cora is in the winning position right now.
What is Horse doing? So, yeah, sorry for switching the other. I mean, Shaw comes in. Oh my god, this is going to be good for LA.
See a mega dodge. KB9 holding on to first. Let's see this. Oh, Cora getting redded out. That's just not what you need.
He gets a golden here. It might be okay. Triple Shrooms.
Double Shrooms is. It's not bad. It's not that much worse than
probably
golden.
second best item he could have got, but yeah.
Gets redded though. It's GG. Looks like Bubbles is back here as well. 4-5 right now. Maybe not as bad as I thought. 4-5-6.
Top 3?
That's bottom 2 for LA. We saw KB9 and Tramsy back there.
Thought that shot would have been at least top 2-4 or something like that, but winning race is a winning race, but I definitely thought that would have been better.
This could still be a good race to CB. If they manage to clutch out first, then like that's a 1-4-5-6. That's a really good race.
Looks like 1-3 for LA.
Okay, so that's a +1 race for LA, but I don't know. I didn't see. I couldn't tell whose shock that was. I didn't see who dodged. I know that someone dodged in the mega, but didn't see the name. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you're LA that race, you shouldn't be like letting yourself get only a +1 there. I feel like they were in a good position for the most part.
I do think it was LA Shock as well. I was really expecting that to be top 3, but no.
It would have made a lot of sense. I get like KB9 got hit out after the shock by the looks of things. Korra also got hit out, but he had at least like 1 or 2 teammates up there to support him.
Yeah. I don't know if you what happened in the other race, Jaggy.
Yeah, so I didn't really get to see that much of the runner POV because I mainly watched Henry, but Horse, he actually got starred ahead of the boxes, and then he ended up he didn't get shock, Henry did, but then Horse looked like he went for the strat, but he chained into a star. He took the risk of going for the strat without knowing what he was going to pull, and then it allowed Henry to be in 10th the whole race, but it looked to me like he didn't pull it, and for the most part, I think it was a good race for NE, I believe. But that being said, we're going to switch over. Bubbles is trying to go for the Ultra. We are going to be seeing, is that Tramsy or whoever that is in first? For LA, no, it was Bubbles actually going for the Ultra, and one of LA missing.
I think it was in first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, Bubbles a very experienced player. It's very rare to see him fail something like that. So I think this race is pretty much won for him because Kart is blocked, and if he gets the chance to double block it, that's just 315.
Yeah, but Yazid is winning the bag battle here. He can pull shock. Maybe a lap 2 shock could change things, but blue for Korra.
Yeah,
This is really secure.
holding the blue for his teammate, kind of just the best position to be in right now. You're guaranteed.
For Ultra, I think he failed it. Yeah, he failed it. They threw blue.
Oh, just I guess kind of cast his curse there, saying how Bubbles wouldn't fail it.
Yeah, and Korra makes it though. Throws blue and gets in the first. Perfect from
Very
Korra.
nice play. Very satisfying to watch there.
I think.
Oh, that's such a good snipe, man.
Yeah.
KB9 has some work to do though to avoid this.
KB9's like he's really like coming to his own a little bit more in this latter half of the match.
They really need him to. This war is not over. They get a good race here. Need some good backspam though, or maybe just hold for
Be
a block.
huge. Doesn't connect though, and Powell gives KB9 a slight break.
You gotta stop Bubbles though. Bubbles. I don't know if Bubbles can get first from taking Ultra in 4th. Korra? No.
He's just, you gotta fall off, Korra. Oh man.
Emre's going for it too. Both the streamers. Korra wins that battle. No, he doesn't.
Emrys
They
takes it.
both
Both of
make
them
it.
take it.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Excuse me. What?
KV9 still in first. Bill in play. Who is this? Oh wow,
That-
it stops.
Looks like that was Knight in the bell. The
Wow,
star drop
Starford,
just gets left.
No one.
Oh my god.
And Kyle
takes the
dodges.
star. That's a huge misplay from LA. They dropped the star, and I think it looks like Emrys just left it.
Yeah.
On the other POV, it's been mixed spots. There's a shot coming in though.
Yeah.
Saw Zeno dodging in the bell.
Robert
It's very-
was in first. He did back a couple of MV throughout the first couple laps or so. Bubbles did eventually shroom up to first. It was kind of like a 1-3 and a 2-4, but for both sides until that shot came in. And Horse is really getting outbagged. Horse is really getting outbagged. I mean, this one, this track is a little luck based, but I mean, it's been a constant pattern so far. It's not just this particular track.
Is it still Henry bagging?
Yes.
Yeah. We saw Zeno getting the bill in 8th that race, and can expect to see him getting a top spot.
Yeah. But can we talk about that LACB BC3 race?
That was chaotic.
A really bad drop star.
Yeah, that's like I think in the end they it was only 3 and that turned a 2-4-5 into a 2-3-5 for CB. But that's points that you can't afford to drop as LA right now.
Yeah.
You just shouldn't be doing that. You should there should be more clear communication between the bagger and the runners.
And if Emrys gets that star, he could go for the stop draw on Korra and maybe get him last place there. He gets him off.
But puts LA in a very good position. If regardless, if they even get that star, they don't lose a spot. and they probably win the race because I know that CB got 8th. If they got if LA secured 1-3, and that's a winning race. And they need every bit of they need every point they can get right now. Kind of going down to the wire. Like it's still winnable for LA, but
Yeah, the bot's down for that particular match, so there's just so many variables going into these double povs. If one bot goes down, it just throws everything out of whack.
yeah.
That being said, though, I mean, CB with the shrooms early on really to solidify their top spots, top 2-4 early on, with Spart also pulling a single shroom, I think. Or either that or taking the shroom list. I think he had a shroom.
I'm gonna pay a little bit more attention to the MV side of things.
Because it looks like this MVNE match is going down to the wire.
Yeah, it's a lot closer actually on the left side. Maybe we should pay more attention to
For
that
sure,
one,
yeah.
'cause it's gonna we can potentially see a match 3 out of that one. Like that can be
See that?
it's gonna be very interesting to see. Stripe kind of just chaining the spot boxes. Where you'd expect Stripe to be, if anything, actually. Okay, I definitely associate Stripe as like that sort of mid-pack player who just destroys the other team and lets his teammates break away. I feel like we've seen him
bad
running a lot
QC.
more though.
Do you see Henry with the bill on the other POV, though? It'll allow Horse to get a couple in 9 here. He doesn't get it just based on the fact that he tried to chain as he fell off.
Stripe protecting his POW right now. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what he wants to do with that.
Maybe Sherman first for MV? I'm not sure.
I mean, you can kind of just assume that MV are in a good position right now if Stripe is holding the POW.
Horse looks like he has
Horse
it.
goes forward. Yeah, it's gonna be an MV shock, which puts them in the driver's seat this race at least. Someone's in a mega.
Yeah, it's just gonna be shockless with Robert going into that. But it looks to me like they're really going to get a good race here with NE bottom 2.
Yeah, I think I saw any in either 4th or 5th as well. So it's gonna be another big race for MV.
And considering that Stripe was holding that POW, I mean, I would have to assume that they were holding blue ahead of him, and they were just able to lock it down.
There's a blue at the line, so maybe the top spot was holding blue as well.
Perhaps. Either that or the POW came and then someone pulled a blue right after, but
Yeah.
Be top 2 of 5-6. It's completely doable. And I wouldn't put it past them, considering they've managed to fight with some big races. And they get their track pick as well. That's gonna... We could maybe see an Auron here? I don't know.
I
don't think they
wouldn't.
would do that.
With this little of a deficit going in, I mean, not little obviously, but 34,
Yeah.
I wouldn't personally.
I wouldn't do it, but... I don't know, it's kind of rare to see a team picking RMC. Okay, no, both baggers do go back.
Nice mega pull.
First set
And a
mega,
golden.
first set golden, oh!
Oh, Horse barrels, actually. This could be a sign they're holding Bill, perhaps, or maybe it was lag on Henry's screen. No, Henry pulled Bill, actually, so I think Horse just went through without hitting a box.
Yeah, very, very smart play from Horse.
Correct? No, excuse me. He actually did pull a box, so... very risky plays there from Horse, but it paid off.
Yeah, Henry forced to lose Bill. The second mega, and we're 30 seconds into the race. Good going, Stripe. Might have to
thing to
reevaluate
note.
the ban list.
One thing to note, Henry did lose the Bill before Horse hit that box, so Horse could have Bill, and he is stopping, but just
Yeah.
to let the runners pass.
Nope.
Yeah, he went past its that. Henry's holding the
Another
bill.
one.
So, and considering Stripe's holding this mega, I think it's safe to assume that MV are holding the shock right now.
Yeah, Henry just gotta hope Horse doesn't have it. Mega in play. Will we see a shock? Star will stop that shock call. I don't know if...
Oh, Pringle gets taken out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see him going for a dodge. And Zeno gets hit out. We see 3-4-5 right now.
Oh, this is your time, Norkin. This is your time. Make the play. No, he had a shroom,
Oh,
actually. Shot comes
no.
in. Pringle!
Pringle dodges in the bill, but connects with Stripe.
Misses the box too, but...
Devil spams the Mega, but it's gonna be 6-8 here for NE.
I mean, the bill did hit Norkin as well, so it's kind of an even exchange in that situation.
Okay, yeah, you just like bill dodging there, you win the race. Like
Yeah.
no questions asked.
Pretty lucky though, because we saw Henry had Bill for a lot of that race. That must have been, as soon as he got hit out, he got that Bill at that set. Really lucky
Yeah,
there, but
Very.
nice shock.
I guess Pringle has just mastered the art of touching 8th place boxes.
Yeah, and
Like,
that
he's-
should
he's-
be it.
Yeah, that's curtains. It's mathematically impossible, and that means that MV have taken the match 2-0. Pretty dominant performance. Like it's more so in match 1, but this match as well. Like, just like, well, okay. So match 1 was more of a domination from MV. Match 2, it was really back and forth in terms of like how which team won the race at least. I feel like I saw both teams getting big races just like one after another.
Yeah, this war looked really close. That bagging switch looked to have done the trick, but just couldn't pull it out that race. And even in the other war, just looking at the table bot, CB are up 65 with 1 race left, so that war is also over.
Yeah, it's over for so that puts NE out of the gauntlet altogether.
Yeah, I do feel bad for them because they really, I think, surprised a lot of people in Division 5, finishing first or second there, but unlucky to be picked by MV.
Yeah, it's like I feel like with MV could have picked any team from that div. Like they basically just they pick the team that's gonna lose to them. Like
Yeah.
I can see MV doing well against potentially even some D2 teams. Like I was surprised to see them in such a low div this season.
And the question mark with this team was, could they do it without Lifeboat in this series? And the answer is definitely. They can make a run in this gauntlet without Lifeboat for sure.
I mean, you look at the sort of player that Lifeboat is, like he's a very good frontal presence for that. And I feel like having both Jack and Pringle, I see them as a very solid frontal presence as well. And like you can
Yeah.
kind of afford to sub Lifeboat out and have like one of or both of those players in. So you don't really lose a great deal. Like obviously if you have Lifeboat available, you want to put him in.
Yeah. I do think, though, that in my prediction stream in the beginning of the season, I did say that MV, they did have a high ceiling, but they don't have, like, depth across the board. I truly underrated Pringle, and I thought that Pringle would be kind of like a mid-table player, but no, Pringle throughout the season has really impressed me, and in this particular match, I think he broke 100 in this one for sure, and in the other match, he scored a decent chunk as well.
Yeah, 90 something. I think he was the only player on MV who didn't score 100 in the previous match.
But still, I mean, you gotta commend Pringle for making those plays, and then Stripe held his own too. I felt maybe not as much in this particular match. I did see him a couple times getting hit out, but in the first match he did hold his own. And Henry obviously was consistent across the board, running and bagging.
Yeah, I didn't like the switch for Henry to bag, like, because obviously, like I said, he's more experienced in that role, but considering how well he did, like, he did so good in Division 5.
Oh, you got to think too that Noah had to leave for CTL, so I think you could have had. Wait, no, sorry, that's MB. My bad. Yeah, I mean the bagging switch for NE. Josh wasn't playing terribly. He did win out, I think, on 3 races out of 12 in that first war, or 3 races. Yeah, 3 out of 12. 1 he got the shock. 2 he got unlucky as Noah did get the Niners. But I just felt like maybe it wasn't on paper the best idea because Henry's a strong runner, but the shock really means everything in this game. And New Era they thought they could hold down the fort with the running, but in the end it was just too much for them.
I think like the decision to sub out Josh was the correct decision. However, subbing in Zeno to Bag is I don't think that's what was gonna win you the match against MV.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Yeah.
didn't even know Zeno could Bag. Like going into this match, I didn't think that he was. He definitely doesn't have the experience as like in that role that you need to have in this situation. Josh has been bagging very actively recently. I feel like unless you have another solid bagger like ready to go, which it doesn't seem like any have, it feels like they kind of are very reliant on Josh to just drive backwards every week. If you don't have another bagger ready, you kind of just have to have faith in him and think, right, maybe you just got unlucky that match. Go again, we'll get the win this time.
Yeah, that was the problem.
It's an interesting move, and like I said, I think it was the right decision this time to sub Josh out. Like, but it would have been much better if they didn't have Zeno to bag.
KB9 can confirm that they lost by 70. So rough loss. I mean, they started off really well, right? But then it was that Parkway race that really started to turn the tides. You remember that one? What happened specifically?
Oh yeah, it looked like CB were just able to get into top spots.
Cora made really good plays in that particular race. From what I know, obviously he has made some mistakes. Cora made really good plays in that particular race. From what I know, obviously he has made some mistakes. He did make some mistakes in that first war, but when it really counted, he really stepped up, especially in Parkway, where he got the snipe off on one and then backed the other who was holding a mega. And that's what started it.
I feel like that was the sort of race that you expect to see from Cora. Like, as I said before, interesting to see him starting as the highest spot for CB. Like, I see him as a sort of player who makes plays like in the mid pack.
Yeah, I mean, Cora has the capability. I mean, lines-wise, he's not a D1 runner, but he can hold his own in the lines. It's just the consistency of certain strats, like really run-heavy tracks. Every now and again, he will make a mistake, but he can certainly hold his own in the top 3 spots if he doesn't flub.
Although it worked for them last match, so might as well do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Do you guys want to take a short break for now? Because I mean, there was so much to take in, and I'm sure you guys are mentally tired right now.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, going back and forth, bro.
You're good. Yeah, we'll take a short break, and we will be back for match 2 between Charge Bumdos and Le Leon de l'Atlas. Stay tuned.
Yes, sir.